How did you hear about the Academy?
Yeah, so my wife, she found the Academy online, so she was searching for another option as we were through the Florida school system, and then we tried private school and then homeschooled, and we were looking for something. As John Paul got into high school, we wanted to get something better. We were looking for something better for him.
What stood out? Did anything call your attention, or was there something that struck you as being a good fit for your son?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things was like the structure of it. You know, we went to a camp and we were able to meet with the teachers and the members, and we seen how much that they really applied themselves. And then some of the kids that were from previous camps, you know, you could tell that formation there was really good for us. And I think that's, you know, along with us, you know, really trying to, trying to get John Paul, you know, to a very good education. As I was born and raised a Catholic grammar school, Catholic high school, and you know, the Academy seemed to be something totally different than that, better than that, you know, and that was back a long time ago. So I couldn't even imagine with the Catholic, even though we went Catholic route, and we were very disappointed. So, and that's why the Academy stood out for us.
I had started to notice that John Paul was being pulled and attracted by more worldly things than I could not provide something against that, being a homeschool mother at home. And when I found the video about the Academy that Mr. Evan made, it stole my heart because of the devotion to Our Lady. I can see the love that everyone in the Academy had for Our Lady, and that's what I wanted for him. And there was no other school in my search that came even close to that. It had to be the Academy or nothing.
What do you think was maybe the aspect or characteristics about the Academy that made a difference for your son?
I think the discipline that they require and how they're given responsibilities that they have to answer for, good or bad. Yeah, he just grew up very quickly in the Academy, and he went from a boy to a man. And in my family, my nephews that are the same age, they ask me, how did John Paul turn out to be such a man in such a short time? It is because of the education and the good example that he received in the school.
What about the staff and the faculty? Did they leave an impression on you? What was your experience interacting with the teachers?
It was wonderful. I honestly felt like I wasn't really like I went maybe back in time. Like it's the way people used to be in Christian civilization, with good manners, very welcoming. I never really met nicer people in my life before.
What did your son enjoy the most at the Academy?
I think he liked having peers with the same interest and with the same faith, because he never had that before. He could actually be normal fitting with everybody. We did not have that at home. All his friends were actually Protestant, and I could see things that we know are wrong, and they don't see it the same way. It's a pull. It's a bad influence when you're at that age, and you want to fit in.
We try to, you know, always give them extracurricular activities with sports or what have you, because we wanted, you know, with homeschooling, it was hard to find a network where we could get a big enough group of people so that we could use separate teachers and what have you, and get them, you know, where we wanted to get him in that kind of Academy, you know, style there, where there's a big classroom and you have a dedicated teachers for each subject. So my wife did her best she could. We kind of, you know, we tried to get friends and others that were doing it, but we really knew that, he needed more than that. And as a growing adult, we didn't have any faith in the school system at all. I mean, some of the things that came out of it were terrible. And I didn't realize, I'm always a worker, and I didn't realize like what was going on behind the scenes. And then my wife says, we got to do something different, And so when we came to the first camp with my son, where he made the choice, I've always been the type, my dad never pushed me. I played a lot of sports, and my dad never pushed me to make me do something. And I was trying to be that way with John Paul. We didn't want to push him. We would have liked to seen him to come here. But, he made the decision. And we knew with the members and the teachers and like you said, the staff, the way they treated all the young men. And it was like, we knew it was a good fit for us for sure. We said this would be, get them through high school, we'll see what happens, right? And we were very satisfied with that. I mean, we wouldn't do it any other way, that's for sure.
Were there any challenges that you found having your son at the academy, or was it pretty easy?
Well, we knew him, being on his own, right? In a way, I mean, he has all the support here. But we knew, like, when we dropped him off, that feeling of, like, this is the first time he's been away from the house, and now we're going to leave him here for, several months. It was like, that was a challenge for all of us, right? It's a challenge for him. And then, but we always believed that with the leadership and we really liked the way the teaching was structured. And you had different teachers where, we're doing it all with one, right? Basically the way we're homeschooling. So we knew he was going to learn with other young men and the teachers, and he would do fine. Just was going to take some time, but, I don't know.
Yeah, and for me, I wanted what was best for his soul. And as much as I wanted to keep him home with me, I knew that was not going to be the way for him to grow in piety and grow his devotion and love for the church. I wanted him to be in the best possible place for his soul. And that was the academy.
For the parents who may be considering the academy, they're interested, they're not sure. As a parent, what would you tell them?
I'm like, just send them.
Yeah, I mean,
you'll see a difference very soon.
You'll see a difference, and even when you just see all the students there and how the academy's done for them, especially with us and our son's in the, he's a member now. But as we see other members or even students growing through the academy, it's like, it is night and day, and you're not going to get anything anywhere like it. I mean, you can pay for private school and do what you want, but you won't find an education that way. And not only is it the schooling, but it's also them learning to be, with the campaigns and with the activities that they have there. The kids get to learn a whole lot more, and they get a different bond with the other members too, which is good, because as a sports person, I always bonded with the team, and you try to always like do things for other people on the team and be successful at it, right? So you care sometimes more about your friends and your part, the members. You care more about them than yourself, because you're like, I don't want to let anybody down, and I feel like that's kind of the camaraderie that you get with the academy, and as they're growing together,
There's just no other school in the world like St. Louis de Montfort Academy. It's the love that they instill for Our Lady, which every time I talk to my son, I can hear it, I can see it, the way he behaves, the way he shares things, the way he works. His life was transformed completely.